Dr. Pavlakis, there's always concern my kid's not speaking, and the kid's 18 months old or something like that. Which kids are you worried about, and which kids you're not so worried about?
Well, again, if a child's not speaking but has good receptive functioning, understands their body parts, follows age-appropriate commands, I wouldn't worry about that child. If a child's not speaking at 18 months and is behind in terms of understanding age-appropriate functions, such as body parts, for example, that child would be someone I would worry about more. Again, they may develop normally and be perfectly normal and be smarter than everybody else, but it's certainly a red flag for a child that may be delayed at that point.
We know all babies are screened when they're born for hearing, but it still wouldn't hurt to have another hearing evaluation in a kid that's not speaking at that time.
Well, I think if a child at that age is not speaking, one has to look at different possibilities of causes, and one would be hearing. So those children should be screened for hearing either by the pediatrician or by a speech and language therapist.
If you
an audiologist.
Took a family history and the father talked a little late, would that fit the pattern here too, or was no correlation between the two?
Well, one of the concerns in a child that's not talking normally, may not understand things normally, is that the child could have a relative language disability, a learning disability. You can't be sure at this age, but the child would be at risk for it. This tends to run in families, and language disabilities are actually the most common learning disability. What a learning disability is, ultimately, is that a child can have a normal brain function. In fact, could be smarter than everybody else in the world, but in one task falls at the bottom 3% of the population. And you can't tell that at 18 months, but a child that's delayed at 18 months from a language perspective would be an at-risk child for the development of a learning disability that's language-based.
Thank you, Dr. Pavlakis.